Cheers.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. What a pleasure to be here, JC.
Dear friends, we have the famous master of wine, Sonal Holland. Dear friends, she just arrived to Napa Valley. This is August. This is one of the most exciting times.
It is. The weather's perfect. And the last time I was here was in 2018. So it's really good to be back. Really good.
We honor, dear friends, because Sonal is the celebrity of wine. Not only in India, but all around the world. Master of wine.
Thank you.
And doing an amazing journey trip throughout the US. And Sonal, how did you start this unbelievable channel? Because, dear friends, you need all to follow Sonal Holland. She has an incredible Instagram, Facebook, all the medium. And it's a great channel. I love it because I learned so much.
Thank you, JC. That's really very kind of you to say. But the truth is, India is a newly emerging market for wine. There's great interest for wine among, wine lovers. The wine community is really growing. But awareness about wine, or how to enjoy it, how to embrace the wine lifestyle, the right etiquette around it, all of these are things that perhaps people want to learn a bit more about. So the Instagram handle that I focus on is basically offering value through tips, or just, sharing my knowledge and just keeping wine real and relatable, and just being able to give away some quick tips or recommendations or hacks or whatever it might be, but just keeping it really simple, real and relatable.
And even with me, who've been drinking wine for, I'm only 47.
You're a legend, JC.
47 years.
Yeah.
I learn all the time. So as you go onto Sonal channel, you have those great titles: Pizza and Wine Pairing, An Instant with Party, Warm Up Your Wine, Red versus White, Wine in the Perfect Wine Glass, for your date nights.
Yeah.
So how do you come up with all those topics?
I don't know. Well, I have a team that helps, but a lot of the feedback also comes through us through comments, because a lot of our followers, they post comments and we listen very carefully. And people will often say, we want to know about red wines that are sweet, or give us budget wines that are affordable and are good quality. So if you're constantly listening to what your followers and your community is saying to you, then some of this can be the best place to pick up good tips. So like, for example, wines for date night. We literally got this from a young, follower who said, I want to go on a date and I want to know what wine to pour.
Well, that's a great question.
Buy.
So what did you say?
I gave 5 recommendations, and I said, depending on whether you want to be all classy and proper, you can go with champagne, as we are doing now, or you can go with, I forgot my recommendations now, but there are a whole lot of things, like if you want to keep things spicy, maybe try a Barossa Shiraz. If you want something that reveals itself slowly and it's brooding, then maybe the Buena Vista Pinot Noir. So I remember that being a recommendation. So yeah, so just, keeping it enjoyable as well. People want wine to be entertaining as well, right? Nobody wants to over-intellectualize it. And everybody wants to consume wine for what it represents, much beyond just an alcoholic beverage. People just want to know how to embrace it as part of their everyday lifestyle.
And which I love, because Sonal is a master of wine. So she's the highest level of intellectualization of the world of wine. You go from the highest level, the highest philosopher, the highest psychoanalyst, to the common people like us. So how did you get there, and how did you get this idea to really make it this way?
Because I'm from India, and the truth is India is new to wine. And if I speak from 30,000 feet above sea level, no one's going to get it. And I hate the idea of over-intellectualizing wine. And I sometimes feel, honestly, that to be simple is more profound, because it's more difficult to be simple.
That's true.
So simplification is actually sometimes the most difficult, and you're able to simplify something only if you truly get it, like you truly understand it to its end. So I think doing the Master of Wine program, or becoming a Master of Wine, and pursuing wine knowledge over several years has really helped me understand wine more 360 degree, and therefore I find it easier today to be able to make it more relatable to somebody, regardless of where they might be in their wine journey. You know?
And how is it perceived in India specifically as a woman to be the wine expert and the only master of wine?
People are very kind, but I didn't plan it like that. Honestly, the idea wasn't to be the first Indian woman master of wine. The aim was to become India's first master of wine. The fact that it happens to be a woman is just coincidental, but it's lovely. I mean, people are really generous with their compliments, and I'm very humbled every single day.
Now, why do you recommend a lot of things in threes? I love it because threes is a special number.
Yeah.
You know, besides being the religious meeting we know, but there's a lot of recommendation, the 3 benefits of wine, the 3 reasons why wine tasters spit wine.
Right.
I don't. 3 things to avoid, etc. So give us your thoughts.
It's just, you know, the listicle as a format of giving information is again, keeping it easy, keeping it more snackable. And people just want information in today's day and age. They want information that is quick, you know, to consume. Nobody wants to read a 1,200 word blog anymore. Everybody wants to consume a 150 word blog. You know, like, give it to me in top notes. So I think the listicle format just helps me keep it. Plus, it prevents me from over speaking. You know what I mean? I remain focused about, I know I need to get this done in 30 seconds and I have to make 3 great points around it. So it kind of helps me not ramble as well.
So Sonal, dear friends, was as well named one of the most 100 influential individual in India, irrelevant of gender and what you do. She is. How does that feel?
JC, how does it feel to be the greatest legend ever? You know,
well, how does it feel?
Yes, I'm inspired by you.
That gives me a dinner with Sonal tonight.
Well, I'm thinking exactly the same thing. I'm thinking, how privileged am I to be here in this wonderful, magnificent surrounding in your great company. And all of this is just, you know, it's all happening.
You're so kind and too modest, but I feel, you know, as well as you were named, that very influential personality that you are as well, an incredible opportunity for the world of wine and food to be able to have this very powerful, influential dynamics with all the future consumers of India, because don't you think India is really coming to wine now?
I think so. I think the interest in wine is at an all-time high. India is, people's interest in Indian market, wine market is again at an all-time high. And India is among the 50 most attractive markets in the world overall for alcohol beverages, and wine is the fastest growing beverage in India today. It is the new media symbol of sophistication, celebration, success. And like I said earlier, it's so much more than just an alcoholic beverage. It represents a way of living. It brings into, within its sphere, the whole aspect of travel, lifestyle, etiquette, fine living, experiential living. So all of this, you know, so wine offers all of this in its splendor and glory. And yeah, I think just being able to explore all these angles through my social media platforms is just an exciting way to reach out to people who want to imbibe that lifestyle.
Well, we're very excited. And today we brought JCB Infinity for the infinite possibilities of growth of India, for your beautiful green outfit.
Thank you.
Looking stunning. And dear friends, you don't have to be in India to follow, obviously, Sonal. So you'll see, just right here in the chat, Sonal appearing and her address, so you can all be on it. I learned a great deal.
Thank you. And can I just say, since yesterday, I have visited some of your Californian wineries. I've been to Raymond Wines. I've been to Elizabeth Spencer. I've been to Buena Vista. And I'm just gobsmacked by how much beauty and magnificence is in all these properties, in the wines that you make, and everything that you touch is either 3 eyes, either hugely inspirational, 2 is very indulgent, really full of indulgences, and 3rd, I would say, is incredible experiences.
Thank you.
Just, you know, everything is so experiential. And I've seen and witnessed some things like no other. I've seen, you know, like the Crystal Cellar.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? You have to, you just have to come here and you have to witness it for yourself, because anything that I say to describe it will not do justice. It is way beyond magnificence.
Well, thank you for your compliment.
One must come to Napa Valley and experience JC, Jean-Charles and his wineries in their full glory. And believe me, it's all really well worth it.
And we have more to see. And we decided to do a game with all of you.
Blind tasting.
Sonal is a master of wine, the highest of the highest degrees in wine. She's the first master of wine of India, the only lady in this part of the world that mastered that amazing exam.
Thank you.
So tonight, we're going to put her to test. I challenge her to serve me a wine. I don't know what it is at all. It's being hidden on the side of a chair. And I've done the same. And we poured each other the glass. None of us know what it is. We don't know the vintage, the grape variety. Do we know the color?
I think so. It's a rosé.
That's right. Well, with that beautiful dress, we never know. With that beautiful purple, orange, we see through. So it's a fun game to do with a master of wine because, Sonal is going to take us through.
After I passed the MW exam, I promised myself I would never subject myself to blind tastings ever where people try and call my bluff. But anyway, JC, only because this is you,
my third
and you can get away with this, I'm going to subject myself to this.
So we're tasting the Passion crystal glass.
Super.
And I think all the honors are for Sonal. She's going to show you how, as a master of wine, Sonal herself analyzes a wine.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with color, which pretty much tells me nothing.
That's right.
It could be anything, but I know it's a white wine. It's got some lovely gold hints, which obviously tells me either it's aged a little bit or it's gone through some level of oak treatment, because barrel aging can give it that lovely deep gold color. On the nose, the aromas are really ripe and quite rich, spicy, inviting. The fruit is really ripe and expressive. So I would definitely, it kind of takes me to the new world.
Yeah. So it's not a Burgundy.
I'm leaning towards no, because I'm getting more.
I won't say anything,
sort of
dear friends.
Peach, but also a bit of tropical fruit here.
So it could be Chenin Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc, it could be Semillon.
It could be anything, but on the nose, because I'm getting peaches, apricots, some pineapples.
Isn't it fun to go
it's definitely not
this?
a Sauvignon Blanc, for sure, because there's no herbaceousness, there's no grassy notes, and it's not as aromatic. The aromatics are more from the oak.
Yes.
And so the fact that it's also treated with oak is kind of leaning me towards a Chardonnay, because a Chardonnay has great affinity to oak and it really shows that expression. But I'm inclined to say it's not from Burgundy, because I would have expected more tangerine and limey sort of notes coming through.
I see.
And I don't get that. But I'm going to taste it. I'm not
sweating.
going to infer anything yet.
And I'm going to give you my analysis now. So take your time. It's not a test, but it shows you how a master of wine is thinking. Whereas JC goes right for the mouth. And I'm going to taste even
the wine's really
before.
fresh. It's ripe, it's fleshy, it's generous, it's really expressive, but still there's a lot of freshness. So it kind of almost takes me into some sort of a cool climate influence region of the New World. And I'm now definitely leaning towards Chardonnay, because it's got the character of the Chardonnay with the oak, complemented with the oak. And I'm now thinking, if JC is pouring it, it must be one of the wines from his portfolio. So,
well, don't say yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm second guessing. This is not how you taste.
But
you don't second guess.
It could be reverse psychology. So now you serve me something.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let you think about what it could be. because we don't know, we're really playing the game true here. You serve me a wine that is deeper in color,
Yeah.
you know, that evolved gold like, 24 karat gold.
Right.
I like it a lot. I don't feel on the nose that it is a Chardonnay. But
No, it's
you
not.
see, I'm going to the conclusion much faster and not as disciplined and intellectual as Sonal. That's the big difference. Why? She's a master of wine, and I'm a master server of the wine.
He's the master of the universe, basically, right?
So here, it's exciting because I have a feeling that I'm in the King's region of the Loire Valley. Why? Because I feel that herbaceousness,
Right.
asparagus, green but leaning towards white asparagus, rosemary, beautiful, even basil. And I know we're in August and we're doing pomodoro in mozzarella, i burrata, and all the great Italian.
But tell me, you're going towards, where did you say? Loire
I think
Valley.
the Loire Valley. I'm in the Valley
Okay.
of the Kings.
But are you getting the flintiness coming through? And
not as much as I should.
A bit of that, right? You should be if it was from like a Sancerre or a Pouilly-Fumé.
That's where I'm thinking I am. But she's very good at
Are you
fooling
getting the minerality? Are you getting? I don't know. I'm trying to take you out of there.
I know.
I'm kind of leading you in another direction. I'm
see
helping you.
You see how a man could be very stubborn here. Could it be?
Could it be a blend? Could there be something else in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
What?
think there's a backbone of richness and ripeness and roundness that is rich and powerful.
So, what grape variety would typically blend well with the Sauvignon Blanc?
Well, I'm obviously probably wrong, but I would think Sémillon.
Could be,
Naturally.
yes, possible.
But I'm not in Bordeaux, which is typically what they do. So I don't think anybody would dare blending
Yeah.
it with what you thought this is, Chardonnay.
No, I actually think that's Chardonnay. I don't think that that's a blend because
Yeah.
I find this to be a very new world, premium quality Chardonnay that's seen a bit of oak. And I'm leaning towards a more cool climate influence region.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm in Napa Valley,
what
so
do
I'm
you
thinking
think
it could well
is?
be from California, right?
California Chardonnay.
Californian Chardonnay.
I have it here, dear friends. I know Dylan is moving you towards the guess. Sonal is not
want to see.
yet the bottle. What do you think it is, Sonal?
You tell me. I think it's a Californian premium
but
Chardonnay,
from where?
perhaps from
Napa Valley, Russian River, Sonoma
So
Coast?
Russian River, cool climate, Carneros, Anderson Valley. I don't know, one of those. What's it?
She is
What is
good.
it?
Dear friend, she's good. Did you see that analytical process?
What is
I
it?
tell you,
Yeah,
we've
go
tried
for
this
it.
wine together. This is a 2020.
Oh, it's really fresh. Good.
She's
Young.
exactly right. Chateau Buena Vista
Yay!
Carneros.
I love Buena Vista. This wine does really well in India. I'm amazed I didn't get it by the producer name, but
Well,
it's a
you
good
were
wine.
so close.
It's
And she said all the valley that constitutes that blend. Whereas I'm still.
whereas
in
you
France.
are stuck in Loire Valley, which
I'm
this
really
is not.
stuck. This is not.
No.
Did you bring this wine in your suitcase?
I might have. Well, that's giving too many clues. I can't tell you that.
Oh, now I know. Could it be from the homeland of France?
Perhaps.
Bordeaux.
Who knows?
She's trying to.
Come on,
fool
what
me
else
with
could
the-
Sauvignon Blanc be blended with if it's not Semillon? You've ruled out Semillon. What else? What else do they do it with the New World? In the
Chenin.
New World.
Chenin Blanc. French
Ooh,
Colombard.
Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc blends are rare.
Dear friends, this is when you're stubborn and stuck. I don't know where to go besides.
Do you want me to show you?
Show me.
Okay, all right. This wine is the Janoon.
What?
And you made this wine.
Hey, can you believe?
You're supposed to have tasted it 10,000 times.
That's right. Well, that's why we're going to have a little more. Dear friends, this is unbelievable. This is the surprise. Wow.
It's the luxury wine that you created
Yeah.
in the homeland of India.
With the Secri family, dear friend, Janoon, huge surprise.
And I just love how you've done the
blows me away.
Janoon.
Yeah.
As in Janoon obviously means passion in India, in Hindi. But Janoon is Jean-Charles J.
joie de vie.
Of noon. I don't know, like
The passion.
AM to PM kind of wine. Really good.
Well-
This is a blend of Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Not like I need to tell you, but
No, no.
60% Chardonnay and 40% Sauvignon Blanc. Is that correct?
I could not imagine it was
Yeah.
India.
But the Sauvignon Blanc was really prevalent, wasn't it, in the glass? It stood
Loved
out.
it.
Yeah, the
Well,
herbaceousness.
maybe you tell me. Let's swap glasses. Here we are. Is it permanent? This is the hell of a wine, dear friends. I would drink that all day. So, unfortunately, we almost sold out of the 2018, but I love the surprise.
Yeah, it's really aromatic, even on the palate. It really just fills the palate up.
And dear friends, watch this video again because you saw how Sonal was doing it. Sonal, thank you for this fun
Thank you, JC.
little
Thanks
game.
for this fun video.
To many more.
No more blind tastings. No more blind tastings.
Cheers.
Cheers.